Welcome
Welcome.
to Shade in the City. I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to give you, a little sip and shade. And we're here to talk about The Divorce in Black. Okay. This new film that dropped on Amazon Prime. Look, Prime. Prime. Okay. It was written and directed, I heard, by Tyler Perry. And
That's right.
And yeah, y'all, there's been a couple mixed reactions, reviews. There may be a few spoilers, so we're just saying that earlier, but I'm not trying to give y'all too many because I want to support Black business. So y'all should go watch for yourself. But after watching it myself, I don't watch movies like that. And the only reason I did this was because it was so talked about how poor it was that I had to go witness it for myself, which is even crazier, right? But needless to say, I'm going back to not watching movies, especially of this content. But anyway, so if you haven't already, y'all, please make sure y'all hit that like button
And that subscribe button.
and let's get into it, y'all. And it's damn sure gonna be shady. Okay, I was hitting my little two-step. So y'all, we I think I prefaced how my reaction is gonna go. I can't speak for hers. We have different reactions, but like I said, I don't watch movies like this, and especially, I'm gonna be honest, Tyler Perry. Nels can tell you my family is big on Tyler Perry movies. That's something.
Oh my, she knows. And
every holiday, and they all sit up in the living room, and I'm not interested. I'm doing something else. But some people enjoy this. I thought that I will say that by midway of it was long starting off. We'll get into that.
To me, from the very beginning, it was like kind of crazy.
It was. So there's a very big. I don't want to give it away.
I thought we was doing spoilers.
Oh, well, if you want to do that spoiler, I felt like that was something we should leave for them. I will say that the first opening scene is very dramatic, and especially for people who are not like super religious or super churchy, it's opening up. It's hard to get into or watch, and it's like, okay, well, where is this going? Sit through it. Just stick it through. Okay, that's the best piece of it. That's why I said I don't want to ruin it for him. That's the best piece of it. Just stick it through. It gets even crazier. But basically, it stars Megan Good, who is, what's her name in this movie? What's her name? Her character's name. You don't even know, do you?
You know our second names. I know. Yeah, I know her name is Megan Good.
Megan Good is, the main character. And
also you're gonna have me bring up the movie and look at the cast.
Along with her husband, who is played by Corey Hardwick, which we all know is, and I hate to say this because he is an actor and he was an actor before he met Tia Mowry, but we all know that's Tia Mowry's ex-husband. And for some of us, that's the only reason or only way we really know him. So, but I know he's done a couple other things. He was on All American and stuff like that. So this is my first time really seeing him acting. So I thought it was like he did a very good job.
Ava,
thank you.
And his name was Dallas.
Right, Dallas. Now, I want to say that Dallas, I was I've never really seen Corey Hardwick act, but I was very impressed with his performance. He played a good a-hole.
I was impressed. It was still over the top, but I think that was the writing.
Right.
But as far as him acting,
yeah,
I was impressed. I was definitely impressed.
And so basically, we see that Ava is, I guess, a PK kid, Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and her daddy is reading Dallas's family because one of his brothers have passed away, and and just really giving him the business on the pulpit,
I
right?
actually enjoyed this scene.
I did too.
I actually enjoyed the scene. I mean, it took me a second to even realize what was going on because of how it started off. Because that's how it started off. When she tried to
Right.
put her hand on his hand, and he like pulled away. And I'm like, bro, like, what is up with you? And then I'm realizing that the dad is basically getting on the whole family, getting on the mama, how she done raised some piece of crap kids, and they all a piece of crap basically. They've always been that way. And while he's talking over the dead body, and I'm just like, and this is Ava's father, the preacher. So
Which is played by Richard Lawson, who is I hate to say this, but y'all might not know him. That's Tina Lawson, Tina Knowles Lawson's ex-husband.
mm-hmm. That was another thing. So when I was watching, I was like, isn't that her ex-husband? But I know I've seen him and stuff, but like I thought he actually did pretty good in this too. I felt like he did pretty good.
And so first of all, I have to give sentiments from people that are not on the show, but I like people's opinions before I go up here. So when I was talking to my boo, because we watched it together, and it was a hard watch. It was a hard watch last night. Hard. We had to stop it, go to sleep, pick it up back this morning. And the only thing that he kept saying was, "Is this a spoof? Like, like is this supposed to be like Scary Movie? Like the acting is overly dramatic and bad because they're making fun of these type of movies?" And I said, "No, it's not a spoof. It's meant." So he's still convinced that this is a spoof because it couldn't be this bad for real. He was like, "Is this supposed to be a comedy?" Like he was confused by what genre it was.
I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it was also a Tyler Perry movie. A lot of them are over,
which is why I don't really get into Tyler Perry movies. Now I will say, so I don't know, because he has written things that, like Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I love that as a movie. What was the other one? The one, Why Did I Get Married, with Jill Scott and them. 1 and 2 were great. Where did we go wrong? I don't understand. I don't. It maybe because you directed it, maybe because you decided to step in and direct. Because I didn't watch Mea Culpa, but I heard that wasn't really good either.
I watched it.
Your thoughts, Nels? Give the people your thoughts. That's what we're here to do.
I like Kelly Rowland.
But the storyline, the writing.
I support what Kelly Rowland does.
The storyline, the writing, though. It wasn't there. And the only reason I said is I think I went on IPMD when I went to look it up to see what it was on. And they said, this is by far Tyler's worst film.
This one or Mea Culpa?
No, this one. And I said, well, that's pretty bad. But you know what? It's going to have the streams because we're going to support our Black folks. Good, bad, or indifferent.
And because we want to see it ourselves. You could have went without seeing it?
Yeah.
She asked me about it, y'all. I told her to go watch it herself.
She really did. And this is why y'all up here getting this reaction. Because this is the reason why I don't do movies. That's too long of a commitment, and it's bad. That's too long of a commitment. Okay? I want to get in and out. If it's a bad 30-minute TV show, 40-minute TV show, that's why I'm ready to drop 90 Day Fiance. Is too damn long. I can't make long commitments like that for things that ain't going to be what it's supposed to be. Just saying.
I think for me, it was more the writing. I think the acting was okay.
For some. So let's talk about all the players. So we see Ava's best friend. I don't know her name but I liked her. Her name, her real name is Taylor, I think Polidori, or I'm sorry if I butchered your name, girl. But she plays the best friend. I liked her. I think she did a good acting job. She stayed on Dallas.
Her name was Rona.
Was it Rona?
I don't remember that, but that's what it's saying.
Oh, okay. Now Debbie Morgan, which my boo would love to tell you, he played poker with Debbie from, all, well, her real name is Debbie Morgan, but she's Angie from All My Children. And he would, he loves the name drop. I played poker with her. She's in the poker group. Okay. But he had nothing good to say about her performance. Sorry, Angie. So yeah, it was a lot of dramatics. I personally didn't like what's his name? Joseph Lee Anderson, who plays Benji.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know who his character
And
was
he was
kind of giving
supposed to
me?
be this is supposed to be like her, the guy that's been crushing her. It was giving a little bit,
You
and it was so
you
funny.
know you know who he reminded me of?
Who?
It was another Tyler Perry movie, the one where Shamar had the braids. Yeah, that's who that character reminded me of.
And so one of the things that I read when I was reading like the official reviews or whatever, a lot of people were like, it's so many Tyler Perry stories wrapped up in one movie that it doesn't make sense. Like you don't get a real sense. Because I will say, halfway through, I saw what was going on, and I said, okay, we've seen this before, like you said, with the Shamar Moore thing. Oh, we got
Mm-hmm.
the guy that's been crushing on you. We got the girl; she's getting a divorce. Like we've seen this before, and all. If you watch Tyler Perry movies, so I knew where he was going. But then towards the middle, I say about 30, 45 minutes in, when I learned he was out here, um, you know, knocking heads, we'll just say like that. Then I was like, oh, so now we're gonna go into enough Jennifer Lopez, and we about to just change the whole direction. I knew this is where it was going before it even happened. I knew it was. I said, oh, this is what we. And so literally, I cut it off at that point, went to sleep, and woke up this morning. I said, I told you this was gonna happen. I said she gonna come back. So not to give y'all the ending, but it's very similar to like I feel like enough. Like she didn't take no kickboxing nothing like that. She just ran a couple miles, but she did, she felt like she did something. So
Because she used to run track.
that don't mean you can't whoop no ass. But anyway, I'm just saying.
But then I was confused because I know at the end he did put his hands on her, but then I'm wondering it's because the way she would react when he spoke, I didn't have a good sense of that if that was something he did throughout their relationship or if because they never said it. You know what I mean? I mean it I
all
can
of it comes
assume.
out in the letter. All of it comes out in the letter.
We don't know what was in the letter.
We don't know what was in the letter, but they talk about how, and she's like all the things. So this is a little spoiler. So okay, first of all, I'm skipping over. So let's go back, rewind, flip it and reverse it. All right. So we're gonna go back. So basically, after this funeral scene, the friends link up. Who's the other friend? He was a handsome young man. The other husband, Shannon Wallace, is his real name. I don't know but he's the husband of Rona. And so they're all together. They're having dinner, and Dallas, Corey Hardick, decides to tell Megan Good, Ava, that he wants a divorce. It was very much giving what's that movie? Brown Sugar. And he said, you're gonna sign these papers and let's get this done. But I want a divorce. I don't need this job. I don't want you. And I'm just, and he's a whole butthole, and Ava's just sitting there distraught. And I think I was so angry as a woman, her sitting there taking it, that I was just
Mhm.
like irritated. I was irritated at that point, and I was trying to sit through it. And then they go through the divorce, and she moves back home to her parents, Richard
Oh, you
Lawson.
said Shannon Jim.
His name is Jim. His name is Jim. So then she moves back home to Richard Lawson, which is her pastor daddy, and Debbie Morgan, the first lady. And
Gene.
oh,
Gene and Clarence.
Jean and Clarence. Okay. So she moves back home with the parents, right? And we see her trying to heal. We see all these scenes of her taking these runs.
To clear her mind. She's a runner. You know what? I kind of appreciated that scene because we got a little backstory on her, and I think we saw like when she was younger, how when she used to run track and doing her own thing, how happy and stuff she was, and all these pictures, and then they showed her with him, and they were like, we don't see that smile anymore. So basically, she was trying to get back to herself, and that was the
Two
Going to
problems
the
with that. Two problems with that.
what's the
Two
two
problems with
problems?
that. To your point, we had no idea what the letter said. We could have saved that for some backstory on what the letter entailed, the behavior that she was going through, maybe her having flashbacks of the trauma that she went through.
That's why I said, because I had to assume, especially since he grabbed the mom, I'm assuming that this is his behavior, but it was never actually said. We just saw him do it at the very end, where
and okay, now that we're 15 minutes in, I mean, I really did love Corey Harding's character in this movie. But everywhere we go, we can't be causing a scene and then asking people what they're
everywhere,
looking at.
everywhere came up to her job. You know what pissed me off too? The fact that, sir, you sent in messages telling her when to meet up at the for the divorce. Why do you need to come up to her job and say it and make a scene for what? Boo, she'll be there. She'll be there. I was like, what the hell is going on? She don't want you. She don't want you. She don't want you no more.
Well, he wasn't convinced at that point. But yeah, no, I just feel like we could have saved some of the running scenes. And I get it. It goes back to who, who she was and da-da. But I think also it seems like she got married kind of young. So I also feel like and I think that's beautiful, her getting back to who she used to be, but I also think it's about rediscovering who you are now, right? So I just would have liked to see
She had a
more.
quick little bounce back.
Right. I would have liked to see more of not the trauma, but like explanation of what was really going on behind the scenes that we
What
didn't
she
see.
dealt with.
Like what she dealt with. And I
that
felt
the friend knew that made her feel like, boo, you should have been left.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So I would, to have her mother in tears, to have her, you know what I mean? Like I never realized I raised a child that thought that. I would have liked to get more of that. And I felt like there were a few scenes that we really didn't need. I was so tired of her and her sitting on the back of this truck with Benji and then her telling him no. And, but I guess it's the push and pull. And I get it. It's a Tyler Perry thing. We've seen it before. I get it. Okay. But I was just over it. And I was just happy when she did knock him down. And
you know what? So let's not get it twisted. In this movie, Corey was a scary character, right? But he didn't actually really scare me until they were out on his front lawn with the dad, Clarence. Clarence had his
pow pow.
Yes. And he shot it off. That man didn't move.
I did peep that.
Corey did not flinch an inch. Okay? He said, "You think I'm scared of that?" Clearly not, sir. The noise, no jumping, no nothing. You didn't do nothing. He said, "I'm ready to go." I said, "Oh, yeah." At that point, I said, "Listen, all y'all need to
I'm ready to go right
I said,
now.
all y'all need to pack up and leave, take off, or y'all gonna get rid of this man, because the noise didn't even scare. Child, look, and it wasn't too far from him. I said, "Oh no, yeah." Mm-mm.
And then we see, basically, I think so. We learned that Dallas is basically from a very toxic family. I guess I'm not trying to, degrade anybody, but it looks like they're from a trailer park. And Mama Inga, I'm not trying to give y'all the first scene, but the fact that we burying people in our backyards is beyond me.
The fact that you took this man out of the casket.
Well, spoiler alert.
She warned y'all. Okay, she warned y'all. Okay, the fact that when she said, "We don't need y'all for the funeral," that all of this, I'm like, okay, that's a bit much. I was like, damn, we starting off with all this drama already in the very first scene. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Look, that's why Jamel was like, "Is this a spoof? Is this a spoof?"
Then she took off the dress. Okay, said, "I don't need your hand-me-downs." And then said, "Get my son out that casket, because I don't need y'all talking about what y'all did for me," and bought the casket and had the sons pick him up, this dead body, pick him up and put him in the back of the truck to bury him in their backyard. I was like, what type of shit is this? What type of mess is this? Like, what?
Well, what it was for me, okay, so a part, and I understand that and it's crazy because she's playing someone that's only a year younger than me in this movie. But I understand that I've definitely made mistakes.
What? How you know how old she's supposed to be?
She says 37. She says 37 in the movie. So for me, Chanel doesn't feel that way because she's not about to be that age.
First
Anyway.
of all, first of all, first of all, first of all, if she was supposed to be our generation, she ain't looking like the 30 nothings
Stop.
of this generation.
She's been through some things.
Everybody been through some things. I don't know why you keep on using that as an excuse.
Anyway,
Everybody done been through some things.
So I was just simply saying that yes, we've all made poor decisions or have had poor judgment. Maybe not necessarily know how we should be treated, but that's why her parents were so confused. Like, we raised you. You saw her dad has this whole
great example.
Right. He's like, I was a perfect example. I still love on your mother. I still hold her hand. He's like, I've seen you be miserable with this man since you be with him. Like, why would you endure this, basically? And I think that's what frustrated me a lot of
she was like, well, you always taught me to stay in the marriage. But that wasn't no marriage. That's the problem. That wasn't a marriage. That's not a marriage.
And then what it was for me when they showed when he was showing her the footage of like you said, her back in track and what she was in. That was another thing that, can we at least get a little kid that kind of favors her or look like her? Can we get a niece or something? I was bothered by that. But then you know, we get into the scenes with her in Dallas as she gets older and she's getting married and she doesn't look happy and the mama smacks the bouquet out of her hand, and you know,
that was like, that was a lot.
And that's when I was like, this is true child.
What got me is the best friend said that the funeral was at least better than the wedding. No, it wasn't. Because all the mama did was come and smack the bouquet out your hand. The funeral was a shit show.
And again,
I couldn't believe that was the first scene. I couldn't get over the fact that was the first scene.
I just feel like, and here's my thing, because again, we went from a typical Diary of a Mad Black Woman story to, or at least the beginnings of it, to enough at the end. You got to pick one, Tyler. You got to pick one. What direction are we trying to go? And
he's getting ideas from everywhere.
Well, no, because the problem was, I think that it could have been, it potentially, because I haven't even gave my rating yet, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it was a D. It was a D for me.
Oh, we going letters. We're doing letters.
We're doing letters.
Oh, okay.
It was a D for me. And the only reason it didn't get an F is because of Dallas's, Corey Hardwick's performance. And I think he was amazing. I like the best friend. Megan Good was a little, I just feel like, but to Nels's point, I think it could have been the writing. And I think because it was just kind of all over the place and everything was so overly dramatic. And it can be, I don't know. It just, again, it went from Diary of a Mad Black Woman to enough. And we needed to find our lane. And that way we can get our actors to go down that lane. Because like I said, towards the middle of the movie, I immediately understood where we were going. I was like, oh, Corey's going to be crazy. He's going to come after her. He doesn't want the divorce. And boom, boom, boom. And then she's going to have to end up handling it. Like, I figured it out real quick. But I was just like, why didn't we start with this? And then, to my point, build up on the storyline of the A word and what she was going through. And let's see more of that versus you running down and damn thing in the fields and stuff. It was 2 hours of my life I can't get back, y'all. So I got to get this off my chest, okay? I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. I'll give it a D.
How he rolls up in everybody's house, just all willy nilly. Dallas just walks in the door. The house.
I couldn't believe he just walked in his homeboy's backyard. Like, they wanted to come to the divorce party. Oh, you having a party in there?
He'd just be sitting outside. And if I was, oh girl, I don't know if I would. Now he was fine, but I don't know if I would have been able to rock with. And see, that's what I'm saying. Then we learned that he's cheated on her. I understand they're not main characters. Why do we know about this?
You know what? No,
See, this
you
is
know
what
what?
I'm saying. It was
No,
too many things that
let me
were
tell you something. Let me tell you something.
on
For
the
that
table.
scene, I changed my rating. For that scene alone, I give it a C because
Oh,
because that I was not expecting. I was not expecting that. Okay, I knew he was gonna get pissed off. I knew he was angry, but when he started spilling the tea, talking about oh he been messing with this chick for years, I thought, oh my goodness. Now that was some nice writing. That
oh
little
yeah,
scene
that was
right
some
there.
good writing.
That little scene right there. I thought. So no, I did like that. I did like that was a surprise because yes, at some point it does get predictable. I didn't predict that. I didn't predict that at all, and I liked it. I liked that scene. I like
And
that
like I
scene.
said, I would have liked to see more of that. Cause she like, oh, I know I'm gonna stick beside him. But then after they left, she was like, nigga, I don't know, don't touch me.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely wish they would have got into that more.
I would have, you know what? If we were gonna go this route, Tyler, again, if we would have stayed Diary of a Mad Black
It
or
really could have been all separate movies for real. It
for
could have
real,
been like 3, 4 different movies.
but his typical films and how things work out, I would have liked to see this be like a Angela and Sheila moment where we gonna bond together as women and say these men, and we gonna, you know what I mean, and just like really level up and love on each other and empower each other. And yeah, you can find a new man, but all this then enough. That's why I said it was too many. It was too many different movies in one. It was too many different.
Too many different storylines. It was
Right. That
um,
it was too many different storylines going on.
yeah, it was. He really could have made this into 3 or 4 movies. Sir, you could have
Don't
got.
don't give nobody no ideas. Don't give nobody.
I mean, it's too late now, but
She'll watch it. I'm not giving you no
I
more
will.
time.
I'll still watch it just to get my own.
I'm not giving unless the Shade Squad drop it now. Please drop in the chat and let us know your thoughts and your reactions. And I would love to hear it. And I will force myself, but this was brutal, y'all. Like I had to keep me and Babe were watching it together. He was like, "Oh, you're turning it back on," and I said, "I know. I gotta finish it if I started it." I said it's only another hour left. I gotta finish it if I started it. But it was brutal. I mean, I think it did get better towards again. Anytime I saw Dallas, I was good. I think there was a gap of time in the movie where we just
Yeah,
saw her.
there was some times where I still got tired of seeing him too, because, but like I said, I feel like it's the writing, it's the
Right.
constant, yes, causing drama, it's the constant coming in and yelling for no reason and causing a scene, and it was just like, we get it, you're an asshole, but do you have to be that way everywhere you go? Even after she signed the papers that you wanted her to sign, oh, it's because she messing with such and such, and she been dealing with him, and shut up. So no, I was not okay every time Dallas came onto the screen. I was like, oh shit, here we go again.
But I feel like that's what we got our meat and potatoes. Other than that, I was like, is this what we doing? Is this? I don't know. So yeah, y'all. And then I think it moves on. I mean, I think we pretty much gave y'all the meat and potatoes. I'm not gonna give y'all, I won't give y'all the ending. Even though I think I pretty much already gave it to you by telling you it's like enough. So I think you know where the movie is headed at that point. But it definitely wasn't Tyler's best work, or writing, I should say. And maybe, like I said, I keep my ear to the streets. I'm hearing that it's maybe because he directed it, and maybe he need to fall back and let somebody else take
That's
direction.
why, and see, that's another thing, and I think that's why, because he does the over dramatic, so and that's why I feel like the acting was fine because it's a Tyler Perry film. There was the over.
But I think if someone else directed it, like prime example, I really enjoyed, and I do think that what is it, Diary of a Mad, not Diary of a Mad Black Woman. What was the one um with the least I can't remember her name right now, but the one where he has to be in a wheelchair and she all after he done tried to divorce her and da-da-da, and that was super dramatic. But the directing was good and how they
What
moved.
she said at the table when ate in front of him and stuff.
Yes,
I
yes.
think it was Diary of a Mad Black
Okay,
Woman.
yes. It was very I liked that. I enjoyed that
Girl,
as
that
a
movie was
movie.
epic. Everybody liked it.
Right. I enjoyed Why Did I Get Married? That was very dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Super dramatic. But I like it was to me, it was the direction, it was how the story moved along with the characters. This scene kind of just all over the place. As we talked about the storyline with the best friend and her husband, that kind of just got cut. We got a secret, and then they were cut off. So it was just a lot of things that it was a lot going on. And then
Mhm.
they keep showing these brothers. We don't really know what's going on with brothers. I don't know if we really care.
I don't even know if we got their names.
Right,
I think it's just the brothers. It's just his brothers. We
right.
might
But
have got. I think we might have got one of their names, the one that could put him in check, because she called his name out. But other than that, I don't even think we got their names.
apparently, and that's what I'm saying. Even they've been wreaking havoc in this town since they
Mm-hmm.
were young. We could have gotten more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there were a lot of ends that were left loose, basically.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, y'all drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think. We just wanted to come and give you this quick reaction video to Divorce in Black. But y'all definitely watch it for yourselves. And yeah, if you got two
Wait 2
hours,
hours of your life.
you got 2 hours to spare, Or you could be like me and get ready to go watch Auntie's podcast. But anyway, y'all. So if you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit that like button.
Make sure you comment
Make sure you subscribe.
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, this is Sip and Shade Chat. We'll be back for Hot Topics. I can't tell you the next time we'll be back for a movie reaction because I don't do these. It was hard, y'all. It was hard. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good week. Love y'all. Bye bye.